Right, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Steve. I'm editor of Drone User magazine. Little bit of history, I'm also a commercial drone operator. Drone User magazine was started about 3 years ago, and basically the staff on Drone User magazine is me, that's it. So everything you see is produced by me. Magazine loses money every month, but you know what? Doesn't matter. The reason I do it is because I love the hobby. I breathe drones, that's it. Nothing more. And I'm determined to make a success of it. Okay, so I've kept my mouth shut for so long now about the attacks on drone users, but it's just come to a point where I've just about had enough, and it's a time for action. It's not about me. This video is not about me. The situation is not about me. It's about you, and it's about time you stood up and stood up for your rights. Just watch the BBC last night, and I'm almost stuck for words. I've never seen so much shite in all my life. Now, the guy who produced this show and presented it, I'm not even going to mention his name because he doesn't deserve it. It was the worst reporting and documentary I've seen for years. You've got to remember that he's selling himself as well. He mentioned several times that he works as a security advisor, I think he said, or high security advisor, something like that. So he's got something to gain out of that video last night. I'm sure his phone's red hot this morning with people contracting him, and he'll be making thousands of pounds. Do you think he gives a shit about drones? No. That's the last thing on his mind. I mean, I'm not going to go through all the points because you can make your own mind up by watching it. But he's on about Gatwick, the drone incidents at Gatwick, etc., etc. We all know that there's still yet to be any proof that anything actually happened at Gatwick. 115 sightings, yet we've not seen one photograph. The police were there, the armed forces were there. We've still seen no photographs. No, something's not right. And as far as I'm concerned, that incident is still a UFO sighting, unidentified flying object, if there was anything there in the first place. Just after Gatwick, I vented my anger on a national radio show and said, you know, at the end of the day, until we see evidence of drones, there's no drone sighting. And they mocked me, and I was on the front page of all the national papers, etc. You know, drone expert thinks it was a UFO sighting. I don't care. Take the piss out of me all you like. I know I'm right. Unless you prove to me that there were drones there, it's a UFO sighting. He made his mind up last night. He was convinced it was a drone incident. Then he does a wing test, you know, firing this bloody drone into a wing. That wing was an old style aircraft wing that they're not even in production anymore. It was a totally false setup. They didn't take into account all the wind reaction on the wings. Why didn't they fly a wing into the drone at 500 miles an hour and see what happens then? No, it was staged. It was theatre. That's what it was. When he starts shooting, taking pot shots at a drone, how ridiculous! I mean, who does he think he is? Bloody Rambo. He couldn't hit a pig's arse with a banjo. Absolutely ridiculous. That's never going to happen. They're never going to shoot drones out of the sky. So why illustrate it? No, because it was theatre. That's why. Well, as far as the drone community is concerned, we're under attack from every angle. We're attacked by gnats. Andy Sage with his 3 Cs. I'd still like to know which C I fall into. Okay, so I spoke to him and he apologised. So what? Apology not accepted. The words have been said, they've been recorded in history. It's too late. The damage is done, and it's about time he handed his cards in. The CAA? Well, WTF, that's all I can say. They make the regulations, but they have no power to enforce it. They've passed the regulations on to the police to enforce. The police can't do it. They haven't got the finances or the education to enforce the drone regulations. They've got to find the operator first. That's the first thing. British Pilots Association. See, they had a stab at drones. He got his facts wrong, didn't he, at the parliamentary meeting? Do you know there was more prosecutions last year for drunk pilots of airliners than there was of drone prosecutions? Didn't say that, did he? No. But do you know what's going to happen if we sit and do nothing? They're going to quash us. They're going to stop drones. We'll be out of the sky before you know it, whether you're a PIFCO holder or a hobbyist. We're going to lose out in the long run unless we take action. Okay, so we've got some drone associations. I don't hear much of them, even as an editor of the magazine. I get nothing from them. And it's a massive paid subscription. I don't know what they do with inside their union, but everywhere I've been, I've never seen them representing drone users. So I've started a new association. Now, bearing in mind, this association, it's not about making money because there's no money changes hands. Who's paying all the expenses? I'm paying the expenses. And why am I doing that? Because of my love of the hobby and my determination to see that we are not trodden on. Okay, so the Association of Responsible Drone Users, it's a Facebook group at the moment, but we need to grow. We need thousands and thousands of people behind us. Once that happens, I'm quite happy at standing there and confronting all these authorisations and putting our case forward. More than happy, and I'll pay the expenses. But I'm telling you, you need to do something now. You need to take action, otherwise you're going to come unstuck. Alright, so at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much regulation you put in force, you're never going to stop little Johnny who flies his drone illegally and doesn't care for the regulations. That's always going to happen. But if you fly responsibly and safely, like 90% of drone users do, then there's no reason why we can't share the air and fly safely. We have a good track record. But it's going to take action, and we're going to have to prove that we can do it right. You've got big companies such as Amazon and that. Okay, who knows? Maybe they're trying to reserve the airspace for them. Maybe when I'm dead and gone in 10 years' time or whatever, the air will be full of Amazon drones dropping bloody parcels, and there'll be pizza delivery and all the rest of the crap falling from the sky. And drone users, hobbyists or professionals, you won't be able to fly. No, because they own the airspace. That's what's going to happen if you don't take action now. I'm telling you that for a fact. Now, I've got nothing to gain from producing this video at all. Nothing. As you can see, I've got no fancy setup. You know, it's just me expressing my views. I've held this back for so long, but now is the time. Enough is enough. I wonder if the BBC had actually put a video on, or a documentary online produced by drone users explaining what we do and the truth of the matter. No, I doubt it, because that wouldn't be theatre. That wouldn't be dramatic enough. No, not only now we're flying over airports, but we're all terrorists. We're all going to strap bombs to our drones and all that kind of crap. I think that's that last night, that documentary that he produced, there'll be all the terrorists sat there at home now today, rubbing their hands together. Well, that's a good idea. He's given us loads of fuel for thought there. Yeah, that's another option we can do. He's done more harm to himself, I think, than anything else. And he's certainly done the drone industry no good. So all I ask for you is sign up to our new association. It's only a Facebook group, Association of Responsible Drone Users. And once we've got the figures, I will do my best to put our case forward and see if we can get this stopped once and for all. Let's at least have a level playing field. And I hope you'll join us.